And it is starting to go live right now. All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to JagStart 2021. This is IUPUI's starting to go live right now. IUPUI's annual pitch competition. Thanks so much for everyone joining us tonight live, and we are also going to have audience voting now through May 7th. If you would like to vote, you can go to jagstart.iupui.edu and cast your vote even right now. So first of all, before we get started, I would love to thank our sponsors, the Institute for Engaged Learning here at IUPUI, as well as Elevate Ventures. Thanks so much for your involvement, for your partnership with us as we launch JagStart 2021 for this year. The other people I'd like to thank is our judges for the evening. Our judges for this evening come from a wide range of different places and organizations, and we just were really thankful for your willingness to take some time and judge our pitches. Tonight we have Wes Crouch. He is he's the product marketing manager for Cumulux. We have Gabrielle Grianu, who is the director of cardiovascular IP development and research and an assistant professor in the IU School of Medicine. Chelsea Marburger, who is the program manager of Elevate Ventures, and Mohan Tatikanda, professor of operation management in the Kelley School of Business here in Indianapolis. I'd also like to thank my partner in crime, Professor Barb Cutillo, who is a lecturer of management in the Kelley School of Business here in Indianapolis. And I am Chris Rogers. I'm an associate professor of computer graphics technology and a faculty fellow focused on innovation. Tonight's process is going to be pretty straightforward. You're going to be hearing from 6 of the top pitches that went through a semifinal round and actually also went through a series of workshops over the course of the spring semester. You're going to hear each of these pitches. They were actually pre-recorded. After you hear each of them, there will be time for a Q&A between the judges and each of the participants who are live with us right now. They have up to 5 minutes for Q&A, and I already told them I am not afraid to cut them off. So we're going to go ahead and actually kick it off with our very first pitch for the evening. It is BuzzBuddy. And we have a strong team for BuzzBuddy: Gabriella Jones, Carter Metler, Benjamin Wolf, and Nicholas Wright. So let's go ahead and hear about BuzzBuddy.
Hey guys, is there any more beer? Oh, I'll just call Ben. He should be on his way. Maybe he can stop.
Hello?
Hey Ben, are you guys still coming? We need some more beer.
Oh yeah, we forgot. Yeah, me and Carter will head that way right now and pick some up.
Thanks.
Carter, man, that was Gabby. We forgot to head over there, and we have to stop and get beer on the way.
And I only have $50 for gas and beer. We should definitely hit Walmart up. It'll be the cheapest.
Nah, dude, I'm almost positive Big Red has to be cheaper.
You're tripping, dog. Walmart definitely the cheapest.
Why don't you just look on BuzzBuddy?
BuzzBuddy?
BuzzBuddy? What's
that?
that?
BuzzBuddy is basically Gas Buddy for booze. It's a free app that shows you the best price for alcohol in your area.
But how does it even know the lowest prices?
Well, BuzzBuddy is a crowdsourced app, which means users like me and you just input the prices we pay for our alcohol, whichever store we're at, and it updates so other users can see.
But will it show me where to get my favorite ale?
Yeah, all you have to do is type in the name of your favorite drink in the search bar, and it'll show you where to get it and for the lowest prices.
I'm still a little bit confused. What's the benefit of inserting the prices?
Well, BuzzBuddy offers a reward system for users that input new prices, and you can also get rewards by verifying prices other people have put in. Here, let's look up Bud Light and see where it's the cheapest.
I told you, Ben, Walmart is the cheapest. Man, I should tell all my friends about this app. They would definitely use it.
Yeah, and not to mention that 65% of 21 to 29-year-olds in Indiana regularly drink alcohol and spend almost 2% of their income on it, which is almost a whole week's worth of work. This makes this tech-savvy age group the perfect target market for a crowdsourced app to find the best prices of alcohol. But Gabby, how would this really work?
Well, Ben, as you know, it is super expensive to live in Indianapolis. So why not save some money on your alcohol purchases that you're already going to purchase anyway? We have a perfect test market here in Indianapolis, especially with Broad Ripple being a huge age range from 21 to 29, which, as Ben aforementioned, is our target market. So, with the Midwest accounting for about 21% of the total US population, we easily see us hitting 5 million users within 3 years in all the major cities. But, guys, I bet you're wondering, how on earth are we going to make money with a free app? So, it's just as easy to sell advertisements. We can sell advertisements about popular beers, popular alcohols. We can also have stores be able to post their ads on certain sales that are going on that week. We also plan to sell the data that we're collecting from the users and provide the retailers with an option to have an in-app page that allows them to show listings, look at reviews, and they can gain market share data just by looking at their page. But Carter, what exactly are we asking for here?
Well, thanks for asking, Gabby. We are seeking $15,000. With this money, we would just build the app, get the needed patents and licensing agreements, and just other general startup costs to make a minimum viable product. We're also needing funding to get a huge market launch since this is a user-generated app. If we want to hit our goal of 5 million users in just 3 short years, we definitely need to hit all of our target market in the Midwest. Well, thank you guys for listening. I'm Carter.
I'm Nicholas.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Gabby. And what do you say? Are you ready to drink cheaper with BuzzBuddy?
Cheers.
Well, I know some of you might want to use that app later this evening or over the weekend, but we're going to go ahead and open it up for questions right now. Like I said, you have 5 minutes to ask any questions that you might have. So judges, take it away.
Very interesting app idea. You mentioned that you're gonna have 3 million or 5 million users within several years. Population of Indiana is 6 million people altogether. Also, did you consider actually advertising it in Boston or places like New York where they don't have any Walmart, and there is actually a competition between the local liquor stores for business, and that will be a good market for that, as opposed to having a large store like Walmart that will basically take all your business.
Those are two very great questions. The first question, part of your question, was how we came up with the 5 million users in 3 years. So we actually looked up Gas Buddy, who we said that we are very similar to. They have 90 million users total, and the Midwest accounts for 21%. So we took 90 million times that 21%, and that gives you roughly like 19 million people. And then we did about a quarter of that, which gives you about the 5 million people. And then we just did a regression line to see how many people we could get in 3 years, and we thought 5 million would be a really good number. Do one of you guys want to talk about the Walmart scenario?
I mean, I can. I live kind of in the middle of nowhere. I'm kind of out in the country. So I have 3 closer liquor stores to me than getting to a Walmart, which is like, 20 miles because people like their booze, I guess, more than they like their groceries near me. So basically, I was thinking it was easier to start in the Midwest because we all are the same age range, right? We're in college. So it's going to be easier to spread the word to people, not only to people who want to just go to local shops, because they could have partnerships with, Oliver or certain wineries near us where they may not be able to find it in Walmart, or they may not be able to find it in Kroger, major marketplace stores. So we were thinking it's easier to spread the word to college kids and get them to really use this for cheaper purposes if they didn't want to go to some large supermarket.
Hey guys.
BuzzBuddy. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Wes.
thank you. I thought the pitch was great. I like that. I have a slight problem with your guys' problem that you're addressing. So the whole idea is like drink cheaper. How do you guys combat the idea that, say, Drizzly is the new unicorn? It has over $1 billion valuation, and people are paying more money, more so because they don't like the idea of the inconvenience that it takes to actually go get it. So you have a new tech unicorn that they are addressing a problem by people not really caring about the money. They're actually willing to spend more. They really care more for the convenience. So how do you kind of address that or kind of combat that? The idea that maybe the user base isn't so much worried about saving a few bucks, but rather they're more worried about convenience.
That's a really good question too. So Drizzly is mainly, they're all based on delivery. That's where we kind of based off of that is Drizzly's delivery. But as Gabby mentioned, and as Ben mentioned in the slideshow, that we're mainly college towns. So that's our hope. And mainly college towns too, is like we have to commute to campus. We have to commute to go get our groceries. So when we go get our groceries at Walmart, we see, oh, I can stop at Bobo Liquors and get Bud Light for 15, or just get it at Walmart for 5.
1 minute.
So it's kind of like we're hoping the college town will bring it, because that's where it's more focused towards, is the college and not the older generation.
So you definitely shrink your target market, I guess, or it's
Right.
more. It's not. It's maybe that 5 million now becomes a little tough to go get, because if you're only doing college students or people that don't really, you see what I'm saying? So it gets a little bit tough there.
Well, people at least near me like to drink their staples. So if you're out looking for popular alcohol, I know I like is like Mezcal, which is like $50 a bottle, right? Which is kind of crazy. So you're not necessarily gonna go hunt for Coors Light in the same type of marketplace you would look for Mezcal. So, people just like their staple beers or their local brewery beers, and you want to see who has the best pricing. That's really what we're focused on. We're not necessarily focused on these fancy drinks, right?
All right. We're going to go ahead and move on. Thank you for your time, BuzzBuddy. Well done. All right. Moving on to our next presentation for the evening, we have Everywhere with Anna Doris. So Anna, we're going to go ahead and play your presentation now.
Everyone, my name is Anna Doris, and my company is called Everywhere. And Everywhere is looking to bring a personalized experience to the thrift shopping space. The resale market for secondhand clothing is expected to be $36 billion by 2024. However, there is a major issue with secondhand shopping, and it's that the entire experience absolutely sucks. Whether it's physically in store or online, shoppers are met with an overwhelming amount of items. If a shopper goes into their local thrift store or a resale shop, they're met with items that they have to sift through one by one. And before they know it, a few hours have gone by and their back hurts and their feet hurts, and they're only left with a handful of items that they actually want. However, when they go online, they're met with a similar experience. There's really only one online managed marketplace that they are able to shop from. And as soon as they go to the women's section, they're met with 50,000 items and 1,000 pages that they have to scroll through. And there are filters in place for them to better navigate the site, but there is a learning curve to them, and it can take quite some time before they're able to figure out how to best use the filters to suit their needs. The solution is Everywhere, and Everywhere uses artificial intelligence to give personalized recommendations to the shoppers. A shopper would go on to everywhere.com, fill out a style quiz, and this way Everywhere can get a basic understanding of their style and what they're looking for. They are then met with a curated feed that gives them personalized recommendations on all of the items that they're looking for. Everywhere uses a combination of the style quizzes and data science to create an algorithm that would then give them their personalized recommendations. And the algorithm becomes more accurate based on how long they interact with certain aspects of the site and what they're searching for. This is also that the shopper doesn't succumb to analysis paralysis, and Everywhere can have a higher inventory turnover rate. Everywhere still operates as a managed marketplace. So sellers are able to request a bag where they fill up items that they no longer wear and they send it in to us. We then give them a quote on what we want to buy and how much we want to buy it for and what we're willing to donate. These items are then resold on the website to the buyers to be able to give them their personalized shopping experience. Everything about this industry and about this business focuses on circularity. So sellers become buyers and buyers become sellers. And this is also putting the infrastructure in place to eventually work with brands. And working with brands would give Everywhere consistent, high quality, and in-demand inventory, while also offering a more sustainable business model to the companies that focuses on the circular economy. Again, the resale market for secondhand clothing is expected to be $36 billion by 2024, and this is on a 39% compound annual growth rate. And the market consists of people like me that are looking for good deals, one-of-a-kind items while also shopping sustainably. It's mostly women under the age of 35 that are either in college or are college educated, and again, are focusing on affordability and sustainability. Now, after doing $24,000 in sales on a 55% net profit margin last year, selling secondhand clothing, I knew that it was worth the investment to start building out my own website and testing the managed marketplace business model. So everywhere.com is already up and running and operates as a managed marketplace where sellers can sell with us and buyers are able to shop the site freely. We are already processing orders. However, in the future, I will be hiring a team of data scientists, computer programmers, and stylists to start building out the algorithm and giving buyers their personalized shopping experience. In conclusion, Everywhere is an online managed marketplace for secondhand clothing that is looking to bring a personalized shopping experience for secondhand clothing. In the future, for financing, I would like to continue to bootstrap the company. However, I estimate that a minimum of $15,000 will be needed in order to start building out the algorithm and to hire the people needed. I'm asking for you to vote for me in the JagStart competition. That way, if I win, I can use the prize money to put back into the business. And this consists of buying more inventory, supplies, and putting towards the team needed.
Okay, apologize. I think that was the end of the video. All right, Anna, thank you for your time. Judges, you have 5 minutes for questions.
Anna, could you tell us more about the business model? Am I paying you to sell, and then as from a buyer, you're taking a portion of the sale? Talk to me more about the business model.
Yeah, that would be more kind of consignment. My business model is that a seller sends in their items, kind of like a Plato's Closet or Half Price Books. So they would ship it to me, I'd give them a quote and buy it off of them. And so then the inventory becomes mine solely, and then I resell it on my own website.
Okay. And then do you take a portion? So you sell it, I don't sell it. I'm not a user that's selling independently. You completely take it on as your, okay.
Exactly.
If I may follow up on that question, why would you want to own the property?
Yeah, so there's a lot of competition in the peer-to-peer marketplace. And in order to kind of get away from that, I think that it makes the most sense to just kind of create my own brand. And I think that the issue with the peer-to-peer marketplace is they're not able to fully personalize all of the recommendations. All of their algorithms kind of vary to where it doesn't best suit the consumer. And a lot of the peer-to-peers also don't sell just secondhand clothing.
Okay. So a couple of things. First of all, Anna, your presentation was very nice, and the AI enabled and supported aspect of this is quite alluring, and one can see quite a number of other verticals once you've got some traction here. But I will really so one area of of clarity would be to get into this issue of the reselling and the inventory turnover rate terminology that you used. You're not choosing a capital light option, which makes it harder to grow, which increases the risk for your startup and so forth. So I'd encourage you to really think about that issue and why is it necessary to own. If it is necessary to own, then it would benefit from a stronger rationale. Many investors will ask you to go capital light rather than capital intensive.
Yes, and I think that's the transition that one of my competitors, ThreadUp, they have faced, and I can see the pressure that was put on them because they were definitely, their original business model was to just resell it outright. And now they've moved to consignment because they don't have to pay for the inventory until it sells. But I think part of that issue is now that they have this overload of inventory and they kind of weren't picky enough with all the things that they were buying off of people and now are accepting from people. And so I totally understand what you're saying with the capital intensive. However, I feel like in the long run, it will pay off the best.
One other thing with consignment is that there's the possibility to have such an accelerated cash cycle because you're taking in money for something that you haven't sold yet. So the lag is reduced.
Yeah, but then you're also having to list, photograph, and store things that you haven't, I guess you don't know if we're going to sell either, so.
I think one of the things that no one's figured out in the thrifting space is sizing and measurements. And there's a huge opportunity there. So if anybody thrifts at Goodwill, you know, everything's done by color. It's not done by size. And the size 10 in 1976 and a size 10 are about 8 inches different. So I think if you're talking about AI in the thrifting space, that there's some pretty significant opportunities to think about beyond just reselling. I saw the screenshot of the brands. I think that's really convenient. So I think that for as big as you're thinking, as much traction as you already have, I think you could think even bigger.
Awesome, thank you.
Hey, Anna, great job. Question for you. Walk me through your plan on kind of balancing supply and demand. So with these double-sided marketplaces, it's pretty tricky. If you have too much supply, demand's gonna, and then if you have too much demand, the supply, so walk me through, what's your plan on kind of balancing your supply and demand and how you're gonna go forward?
And do it in 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think that just kind of keeping the lean startup, especially in these phases of just really watching my finances and my numbers, and being able to see what my buyers are doing. I am going to be focusing on niche things in person first, and then starting to move online more as well.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Anna. Appreciate it. Thanks, judges. All right. Let's move on to the next presentation for the evening. We have Giftbox. Giftbox is actually, we've got 4 members of this team, Brianna Alexander, Christopher Bennett, Christina Petrovic, and Reed Plunkett. So let's hear this presentation on Giftbox.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our presentation today. I'm Christina, and this is my team, Reed Plunkett, Christopher Bennett, and Brianna Taylor. Reed and I will be presenting today on behalf of our group. We will be presenting our pitch for our new venture, a gift-giving subscription platform called Giftbox. Needless to say, shopping takes up a lot of our time, from shopping for food to shopping for clothes. Buying gifts is what I struggle with most. From uncles to nieces to friends, it takes a lot of time to try and find something really special for them. According to a study taken by Forever State College, on average, people will spend between 1 and 2 hours shopping for gifts per person. That's a lot of time. I will hand it over now to Reed, who will further discuss this dilemma.
Thanks, Christina. As she said, shopping with a busy schedule is harder than ever. Although the time and effort may be easier to put in for, say, a spouse or a child, when it comes to shopping for other people, such as bosses, nieces, nephews, all these different birthdays, it can all really pile up fast. Gift shopping can be a tedious and really time-consuming task. And if you're like me, you struggle with the problem of wanting to find something more meaningful than a gift card, but not wanting to spend hours online scouring the internet for a perfect gift that you may never find. Here at Giftbox, we found the solution.
Giftbox is an online gift ordering service for people that deal with the struggle of finding gifts. Giftbox will be an app.
Chris, did you freeze up there a little bit?
Giftbox is being created to ease the stresses of gift buying and make it a better experience for buyers and the recipient.
So I'll take you through a little bit of the process of ordering a gift box. So as you said, we have an app, so you'll be able to download the app, and then right away you'll be able to create these profiles for your family or your friends or whoever you'll be buying gifts for. And then, yeah, it'll be really easy with a calendar section to schedule these. And then once a gift box is scheduled, the algorithm will take your profile of age, gender, interests, and then you can also exclude anything that you don't want in the box. And this algorithm will come up with 3 different options that'll pop up on your app, and you're able to select them, either send it to you or straight to your recipient. And it's easy as that.
The market segment that Giftbox will be seeking to utilize will consist of those individuals who fit in a certain behavioral and psychographic criteria, mainly those who have an in-depth relationship with those they are buying for, yet have rigorous constraints on their time and are less knowledgeable about current trends. Our target market for this segment will be males between the age of 25 and 40.
So I'll tell you about where we are now and where we're going. So currently we're in the development phase of our startup business model, but we plan to expand as quickly as possible and get more towards a mass market with a focus on the US and starting in the Midwest. The main resources that we use to get our app are going to be our app and our online webpage, and then our distribution network, which will be the driving force in delivering our value proposition.
We are looking for a group of investors to help kickstart our journey. We will initially need $15,000 of capital for the development of the website and distribution network, as well as the procurement of vendor contracts and an advertisement campaign. With your help, we can make this idea into a reality.
We appreciate your time and hope you will consider our venture. Now we'd like to open up to any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I need that for like every birthday and Christmas. So, all right, let's open it up to questions from the judges. You have 5 minutes.
I know that the competition is around that amount of money, $15,000. But realistically, like, how much money do you need? It's definitely a good exercise to think about realistically. How much money do you need to put this together? Do you have any thoughts on that? Just really get it off and going with the website and all the other things that you need.
Realistically, in order for us to be a nationwide company, we would need somewhere between $4 to $6 million, mainly to procure a distribution network. Through expert advice we have been given, we've decided to scale back to a more localized area and using the prize money to better find the customers that would use this app or webpage.
So for the local,
and leave a distribution network for a more long-term build-up.
So for the local market, how much do you need?
The 15,000 for market research on where.
No.
No.
Yeah, you go from 5 million to 15,000. No, realistically, so I'm not asking this because it's, I know that's what you have to say, but realistically, do you have any idea? I mean, because also, from there you can also work with a business model, and that's what, again, that's not gonna fly. No matter what the competition is for, you have to show people that you kind of understand what you're getting into, and you never know. Maybe somebody will give you $5 million, but you have to just present your case like that. So, what is a realistic? What do you need?
Realistically, in order to procure vendors who would use the app, a distribution network to do the nationwide setup, that would cost us around $5 million.
No, nationwide. They just if you
No,
were
no.
to start a little smaller, how much would that be? Is that gonna make a difference, or you have to go nationwide? I'm just asking. I don't know. It's up to you. But if you were to bring it down from 5 million on a realistic kind of gradual increase, any kind of that will help. Obviously, if you tell me it's 5 million, it's 5 million. I'm not gonna ask again. I'm just gonna tell you 5 million.
That's actually on the condition on what the market research for what areas would use the app or the website. The prize money would be going towards market research on where people would use this product, and then there we would build a distribution network for that area.
So you don't need any money for web development for anything. You just want to put money in research. I mean, if it's the website is up and going.
Okay. So the website building and maintenance that would cost us anywhere between I want to say 50 to 75,000.
That's a cost that you will be building the business. The research part, I don't know if that's important, but okay. So now we're getting somewhere. This is what you need. You need about 75. You hear that, Chelsea? That's what they need. 75,000. More realistic.
I heard it.
Right.
Well, and we actually, oddly enough, have a portfolio company that does exactly what this is, but specifically greeting cards. So one of the issues that they're currently running into is how to scale into larger markets, but also whether or not they're holding inventory or whether it's going to be directly from the artisan to the people. So they do something very similar. So for you guys, are we talking, I'm a small shop, I'm an artisan, etc. I get on your app and I make my products available? Or to Mohan's question previously, are you holding on to a ton of inventory and bringing stuff together and shipping it yourselves? Or is the proprietary information kind of how you bring stuff together and just the platform where you're connecting sellers with people that are trying to buy?
Yes, we will be the connecting unit. Vendors will keep hold of their own inventory. We will just connect them to the customers, and then through the building of our own distribution network, we would help facilitate the transportation of that.
Yeah, it's more like Stitch Fix, the app Stitch Fix. That's kind of what we based our idea around.
So that's what I would say at the beginning, because right now I'm wondering why I can't just Google it. Why I can't just Google a gift for a person of a certain age. But if you presented it as this is Stitch Fix for gift buying, where it's a more white glove customized experience, especially if it's a combination of items, right? Where I don't have to go to 6 different Google pages and buy 6 different things and have to do it myself. I think you guys have a much more unique value proposition versus this is where you can search these gifts, because I can just Google it. Everyone here can just Google it. I think you have a much more, starting with what you just said, Christina, is a much more unique and intriguing value proposition from a funder's perspective.
Thank you. Got it.
And I know
curious.
Go ahead, Wes.
I was curious, why did you guys choose your target customer as a 25 to 40-year-old male?
We chose males 25 to 30 because myself and Reed both being males in that age group, we have a lot of trouble remembering to buy gifts and what gifts would be well received towards the recipient.
All right, I'm going to cut you guys off. Sorry if I actually froze there for a minute because my internet connection went out. So, but if you guys come up with an algorithm to help me figure out what to get my wife for her birthday in May, you guys are going to be millionaires. So, all right.
Don't forget Mother's Day first, Chris.
That's right. I got to hit that. I'll combine them. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next presentation for the evening. We have Healthy Eats with Logan Mears, Anthony Aguilar, Aaron Barassis, and Bishoy Hannah. So we're going to go ahead and watch this presentation from Healthy Eats.
All right, so hello, I am Logan Mears, presenting alongside Bishoy Hannah, Anthony Aguilar, and Aaron Barassis. So today we bring to you the idea of Healthy Eats. Healthy Eats is a healthy, fast casual restaurant bringing an interactive experience to consumers using technology, service, and convenience. Next slide. And so what I want to bring to our attention today is that every day, 85 million Americans eat fast food. And so this may not come as a surprise, but to put it in perspective, 85 million is just over 25% of the American population. So what's the problem with that? The problem, as we all know, is fast food is unhealthy. So if you look on the left-hand side of this screen, there's some little lettering, but really what it is all the effects that fast food can have on the body. And so what McDonald's, Wendy's, Arby's, and Chick-fil-A have kind of done to bring in millennials and accommodate millennials is add different alternatives such as grilled chicken or salads. That way they can accommodate their wants and needs. But really, that's not their business model. That's not what they're trying to accomplish. And now McDonald's is trying to advertise better to millennials and bring them in to still eat some of their unhealthy food. So as you can see, still the average adult consumes 836 calories per order. 71% of Americans are overweight, which of 43% of those are obese. And the most startling statistic that I found is that heart disease killed 659,041 Americans in 2019. And as a comparison, 576,361 Americans had died from COVID-19 as of yesterday, since it all began. And so, yet there's not been massive news about it over the last few years. There's not been shutdowns of large corporations. Everyone's been following CDC guidelines, but now it's time to follow the CDC guidelines for eating healthy. And so what we did, we came up with a solution. We created a fast, convenient, and healthy alternative to traditional fast food restaurants. And so how does it work? All right, so on the next slide, from the moment you walk in the door, there's interactive technology that are at your fingertips to unlock your personal food recommendations based on the My Food Plate guidelines recommended by the CDC. So once you have the information necessary, you're ready to order. And so you can compare it to a Chipotle-like assembly line. But how it works is first, you have your protein section. Then you have your grain section. Then you have your fruits and your vegetables and your dairy to fill out your My Food Plate. And so once you choose from there, we will have an integrative app technology that'll work between the restaurant and the consumer to provide them with a summary of what exactly came in their meal. What nutritional benefit does it bring to them? We've also talked about trying to partner with apps such as MyFitnessPal to really bring that benefit and bring that nutrition together. So we'll also be able to compare and contrast your meal versus some of the leading fast food competitors, such as McDonald's, Wendy's, and what the meal benefit is for yours compared to theirs. And so now I'll pass it off to Bishoy to talk about the economic impact.
Thank you, Logan. Okay, this is Bishoy. I'm going to be talking about the economic market. So the fast food market size is really big and huge in US. The size was $647.7 billion in 2019. We expect it to reach out to $931.7 billion in 2027, which is growing up by 4.7%, which is great growth. Our restaurant not just targeting the fast food people, the fast food customers. We are targeting the people who would like to eat healthy and watch their calories. People who would like to go to the gym and they don't have time to cook their food. So we're targeting those people too, which is our customers, big, huge amount of in the US right now. So I'm going to moving to Anthony to talk about the strategy.
Thank you, Bishoy. Now, the strategies we would like to implement is first to start here locally in Indianapolis, then expand into the Midwest territories. And once we get a hang of things and have enough information, we would like to expand into other parts of the United States. Our target market will be 20 to 35-year-olds. And the experience we want for our customers is for them to be satisfied. The way we would go about doing this is to integrate technology to allow our consumers to learn. This would be done by the My Fitness app, which is an app that already exists. It's very easy to use and has a lot of useful information. And the customer value is basically just having a healthy, fast, casual restaurant where people can collaborate and eat healthy. Now I'll pass it on to Erin. Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. So what exactly are we asking for? We are asking for a mentor who can connect us with the right culinary experts and technology professionals and any other connections that we would need to make our idea that is Health Eats into a reality. Now, who is ready to help us put this idea into motion? And do you have any questions?
All right, thank you, Healthy Eats. All right, we're going to open up the floor for questions. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah, so is this, I'm lost a little bit. Is this a restaurant?
It is. You can kind of compare it to like a Chipotle, where you kind of walk in and, the main idea is there's this restaurant called Muscle Maker Grill, and the restaurant incorporates all different, it's like a really healthy, there's meals and just different things, but you kind of just order that meal. So it's an integration of Muscle Maker Grill, Chipotle, and Starbucks. So with Muscle Maker Grill, we'll take some of those meals, but we'll put it into an assembly line style where it's the customization. So really we're trying to gear it towards millennials. So that 20 to 35 age group that are just going to Chipotle so often, with the ambiance of Starbucks, right? So creating this environment that people come to and gather, that they have meetings, that they do homework, that they do all these different things, and really creating this healthy style and using technology so I know Starbucks, you scan your phone and it gives you your order. So like if there's a scanning platform there, then it gives you your order and it tells you all the benefits that come from that healthy, nutritious meal. So it's really integrating all those together into this restaurant platform that is just really non-existent on a mass scale. So so it's that experience where you can go and you can stay there and you can have it, or you can just go through, get it quick and go.
Yeah, I was really excited at the beginning because I think you're right. Fast casual is the future. I think Chipotle is the future. That type of experience, it's better. But so you presented a restaurant, but I still don't know what type of food you're going to serve. And so you said we need more healthy restaurants, so we created a better experience. It doesn't. So I would have liked to have seen something more on the solution. What exactly are you giving that is going to deter me from not going to Chipotle? Yeah, like Subway, like I can still go get a protein bowl at Subway. I can go to Chipotle to get my burrito bowl. I can do those things. I don't know what you're serving. So you propose the problem, but you fell flat on the solution. I don't know what the solution is still.
Definitely. And so I can clarify a little bit on that, because with with the My Food Plate, basically there's going to be the multiple different options. So like protein, so there's going to be chicken, you can have like turkey meat, some different lean options there. And then for grains, you have your rice, quinoa type styles. And then just including some vegetables, because Chipotle, you can get the veggies option, but you really don't get that full nutritious meal because there's not really that fruit option. And so just kind of integrating that all together, and be sure to clarify obviously more on some of the additional food options. But
I think one of the things that you should look into, Logan, with if this is something that you guys actually want to do. So there's a reason this doesn't exist, right? We all know fast food is a problem. We all love Chipotle. Maybe Chipotle is the problem, right? But a huge reason why these things don't exist is because the margins just aren't there for healthy food. Food is perishable, period. Healthy food, the healthiest food, is the most perishable because it's not chock-a-block full of all of the things that make it possible for chicken to sit in a box and a freezer like it can at a McDonald's for months on end. So I think that one of the things that you really have to consider is the margins and the numbers of why something like this doesn't already exist in a cost-effective type way, and why fast food works as well as it does, because it really comes down to cost 100% of the time.
Definitely.
Couple of quick comments. One, folks, you motivate that we need to be healthier and that there's a potential market for that. I'll say this to all of the groups. In your first sentence, tell us what this is about. Believe me, we are more patient than any investor that you would speak with in the future. And you actually did, although it wasn't until about 2 minutes in that I sort of somewhat understood more about what this was about. And you used the word interactive fast casual restaurant. Interactive, to me, the first thought was that this is online. This is not bricks and mortar. It wasn't until we had the Q&A that it's clear that you're talking about a bricks and mortar restaurant. As with the discussion with the second team, bricks and mortar is $100,000 more expensive in terms of your capital and investment requirements. If you find that there is a need and that there is traction for something around personalized menu planning and so forth, you could sell that service to Chipotle or McDonald's or whatever, without having to create your own entire restaurant.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and, sorry to cut anybody off, but we've got to continue to move on. And Chelsea's Chipotle is definitely not the problem. So I'm just going to say that. I'm going to put that out there. And either someone says something about Chick-fil-A, definitely not the problem. So I'm the problem. Anyways, let's move on. We're going to go with to our next presenters for the evening. We have Loop. And with Loop, we have Heaven Renee, Jared Alanis, Colin Glasgow, and Sharif Peoples. Let's watch a presentation on Loop.
All right. Hi, everyone. So my name is Heaven Renee, and tonight I'm going to be representing my team. So we're going to be talking about our venture pitch today, which is an app called Loop. So everyone knows, for the most part, over 99% of America's businesses are categorized as small businesses. So when you think of the fashion industry, who do you think of? We think of brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, or even major retailers like TJ Maxx, Victoria's Secret, or Nike. These brands only make up a very tiny fraction of fashion designers in the US and in the world. So why do we hear the same names over and over again? Why is it a rarity for a new designer or brand to become a household name? So if you're fashion savvy or interested in supporting small businesses and new designers, or you're looking for a way to shop more sustainably, or you're a designer looking to gain traction or sales, then I think our app is perfect for you. So we came up with Loop, which is an e-commerce app. It's designed to connect fashion savvy consumers with small designers and independent brands. So first, I'm going to be talking about our need and what problem we would like to solve. So I'm someone who is heavily involved in the fashion aspect of pretty much every social media site. And I, like many others, actively seek small businesses and creators to support and purchase from. I would love to see a platform made just for this. I definitely think there's a big enough market for that. Just being able to purchase original and independently made designs that are not resale. And just a way to connect with other people with the same interests and me with small business support and sustainable fashion. There are social media sites like Instagram and TikTok, which are a really great way to market products or find them, but they can be super saturated with other categories of content. And then there's also clothing resale websites like Depop, Etsy, eBay, where users can buy or sell new or used clothing, Sometimes they sell their designs on there as well, but again, these sites are just super saturated with resale clothing. So overall, our goal is to avoid saturation as much as possible. So that's when we get into our solution, which is our niche platform called Loop. It's a bit of a play on words. It's a fashion term, but also a symbol of two things: connecting with others, and then the closed circle or the loop in the cycle of sustainable fashion. You know, reduce, reuse, recycle. So our app is made for two different customer segments: independent brands and designers, and those interested in supporting them. There's going to be a large emphasis on community, and then co-creation. Co-creation, as designers can collaborate with other designers, and then designers can also take custom requests from buyers as well. There's going to be a large qualitative design aspect. Design elements are going to be taken from other social media sites, like Instagram's feed setup, things like that, just to make our app easy and familiar to use. There's also going to be unique elements as well. We want to include a lot of collaborative features like making groups, and also split sales where two designers can connect and create one product together and then split the profit. So then I'm going to be talking about the impact as well. So the emphasis on sustainable, slow fashion and small businesses have shown to have a huge, huge, huge positive impact on the economy and environment. Not to say corporations and companies like Amazon or Zara haven't really earned their place or made way in the business and fashion world, but I do believe it is time that we start focusing on more green and ethical practices. We have to move away from mass production. This causes air and water pollution, hundreds of millions of tons of waste, and there's a lot of unethical labor practices that are behind this. This means emphasizing quality over quantity. This includes price. You pay for what you get. In 2019 alone, retail sales and apparel and shoes gained about $1.9 trillion, and then it's expected to grow to $3 billion by 2030. E-commerce is growing exponentially each year, and brick and mortar is decreasing. COVID-19 had a huge impact on this. So we have a huge societal shift towards this. So there is a really great market opportunity here. So lastly, I'm going to be talking about the strategy and then give a brief overview of our business model. Our biggest need is to market. We intend to create a social media account on apps like Instagram and TikTok, where fashion is heavily talked about. We want to reach out to small businesses, designers, influencers, and sites that we think would benefit from our platform. Another large aspect is sorting out key partnerships. We intend to partner with a shipping company. Depop, which is a resale website, partners with USPS. They offer a standard shipping cost for different weight and size categories, ranging from extra small to extra large. And if anyone has purchased or sold on any of these websites, they know how much money this saves. So overall, we would need about $15K to start development on the app. And then once the app is designed and is on the App Store, users can begin to sell their products immediately, and then our revenue will start rolling in from there. So I believe that is it. Thank you guys so much for your time. And if anyone has any questions, I'm open.
All right, Loop team, thank you. I'm going to open it up for questions. You have 5 minutes.
Well, if nobody asks, I'll ask the same question again. How much money do you really need? It sounds like the reason I'm asking again is because it looks like the business model is it's kind of complex. You have to interact with all these local producers. You have to have a website. You have to have so how are you gonna make this work? With definitely not $15,000, but
Yeah, so between the semifinals and now, I did make a lot of edits to kind of the idea and presentation. So looking back on it now, probably at least $50K to get the algorithm set up, marketing, to get everything in place that we would need to make the app as effective as possible. So I do believe that is a more realistic number.
How do you... Sorry, Gabby, go ahead.
Is there anything you can do with just social media and just connecting directly, just some legwork, basically connecting the local producers without a fancy app or whatever? Is there anything to get this started today?
Yeah,
you're in the car already, so you're in the car already. You might as well drive to some local producers and make some connections.
Yeah, so I definitely think, like I said, marketing on social media is going to be a very big job for us. I am like heavily involved on TikTok and Instagram, where fashion, like I said, is heavily talked about. And pretty much my entire For You page and everything is just small businesses and creators that are making new products, trying to get out there. So my biggest goal would be to reach out to those people and say, hey, like, how is your business running? Do you need more traction, sales, whatever? Like, I have a platform that could be beneficial. And then in the next couple of years, as we gain more traction with more and more small designers and businesses that are struggling because of this mass saturation of large businesses selling on Instagram and other platforms, I do think that we could get a lot of people that would benefit from this on both sides, whether it's buying from the designers or small businesses, or the small businesses and designers that are selling on the app.
So Gabby,
That's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, Wes. Heaven, how are you making money?
Okay,
Where's the aspect about how you make money?
We are taking 10% commission from every sale.
10% commission from every sale. So we're supporting local makers, right? But we're taking 10% from local makers, right?
Yes, mostly just for the traction and sales and like the easy use and the ability to market on a platform. I personally have a business. I resell clothing. Like
on Everywhere?
No, unfortunately, I actually just quit my job to do this full time. I resell clothing on Depop, and I make a pretty good amount of money doing it. And they take 10% of sales. I keep track of everything in an Excel spreadsheet. And I do believe that 10% is a pretty good amount for everything that the app has done for me. And like just I've only started this like 2 months ago, and I don't want to throw numbers out there, but I have made really good money doing it, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done with it. And so I do believe that 5 to 10% would be a fair number for that.
Heaven, real quick before the time runs out. So one thing I struggled with just a little bit, just a few moments ago, you had said that you'd found your plan was to get onto Instagram and social media to look at local boutiques so you can go in. But like the issue is you were able to reach out to those boutiques on social media because they're already on these platforms selling their products. So kind of how do you combat boutiques and such selling their products on Instagram where all the visitors are? How are you going to attract all those visitors to come to your page?
It's a place where everyone is just right there. They're super easy to find. I don't have to scroll through Instagram and TikTok for hours and hours and hours, or find them like years and years after they've been in business. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I'd found this before. This is amazing. I want to be putting my money here. Everything that you want when you're looking for creators and businesses to buy from, it is all right there for you. And then there's a whole community of people around that are interested in all the same things as you without all the excess saturation from all these other apps.
I think it's tough to go against Instagram. That's a tough one to compete against.
Yeah.
I will say generally, kind of as Mohan said in our last presentation, obviously we're being a lot more patient and a lot more lenient in our kind of feedback with you guys. But one of the things that I would say from an investor's perspective that I would consider for all of these problems is to demonstrate the pain of the problem numerically. So we're talking about problems that are they actual problems, or are they just massive opportunities that you guys have identified as a way to make money? Who's to say, right? But how can we demonstrate the pain of the problem in a more numerical way, so we can, as an investor, can say, oh, that's a problem. Otherwise, everything is highly qualitative. And you guys know, think the last time you asked your parents for money. Did you say, because I really, 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 really want it? No, you said, Mom, this is what I'm going to do with this money, and this is why this is important. So think about how you're presenting the pain of the problem in a numerical, quantifiable way.
Okay, absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, we're done?
Oh, yeah, I have to cut you off, Gabby. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. All right. We're going to move on to our last presentation for the evening. We have Tutor, and Cassie Needy is our sole innovator in this solution. So we're going to go ahead and watch a pitch on Tutor.
Have you ever struggled with reading, writing, spelling, or math? Do you know anybody who's ever struggled with any of these subjects? Do you remember the frustrations? Well, students with learning disabilities struggle daily in school with these subjects, but unfortunately, many may never receive the support needed to achieve their academic goals. Until now, I bring to the table Tutor, the future in online learning and tutoring for students with learning disabilities. Did you know that nearly 7 million disabled students aged 3 through 21 in the US make up 14% of the national public school enrollment, and this number increases yearly? But yet, in the past decade, we've seen a 17% drop in SPED teachers. So what does that mean for these 7 million students? Well, 34% have a specific learning disability, like dyslexia, dyscalculia, ADHD. 20% have a speech or language impairment. 14% have an acute or chronic health problem that adversely affected their educational performance. And unfortunately, many of these students will stay in a mainstream classroom and risk falling behind, or worse, failing out. So what's the solution? The Tutor solution. Tutor is a 24/7 learning and tutoring website geared towards students with learning disabilities, creating a customizable learning path for each student using sophisticated AI technology, and students gain a personalized AI tutor that can help them achieve their academic goals. So what are the benefits of Tutor versus all the other competitors that are out there? Well, they receive a personalized tutor bot, step-by-step lesson breakdown, fully accessible, real-time progression analytics, suggested learning paths, and STEAM-based lessons for their future. So how does it work? Well, it's simple, really. Student profile is created on the website. They have an IEP, they can be uploaded. Customized learning paths are then created based on the student assessment. 3, students log in on their device and the tailored learning experience begins. That's how simple it is, and that's how learning should be, no matter who you are or what your disability is. Tutor is a subscription-based model. It can be based per student. If they only need help in a subject, it can be based on that. Has family plan options along with yearly plans. And we're looking forward into the future and how Tutor can help out everywhere. We would love to see Tutor in schools K through 12 with a teacher edition because they need help as well. And learning disabilities don't just stop once you've graduated high school. We would love to see a college level with life prep help and support. And homeschooling is becoming bigger and bigger. So we would love to be able to get into the homeschool sector as well. Professional database integration is also at the top of our list as well. They cannot stop me. I will get my education if it is in home, school, or any place. So help us achieve our goal to create Tutor through research and development. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Cassie. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up the floor for questions. We have 5 minutes.
So Gabby, you heard the feedback about or Cassie, you heard the feedback about presenting your problem numerically. Great job presenting the pain of the problem. That slide was fantastic. Question about the subscription based, is this based on individuals? So I am not a mom, let's pretend I'm a mom, I'm subscribing for my child, or is it you said a teacher edition, I'm subscribing for my classroom? Could you break down that subscription model for us?
Yeah, actually, it has all of those levels. It would start out at an individual level currently. The goal would be to, at a later point, put it into a school. So if it went into a school, it would have a per classroom option and also a whole district option. But also if there's only specific classrooms that's needed in, say they know that there's only a few third grade classrooms or some of the primary classrooms that need it, they could just put it in there first and upload it onto the computers that way. But I would want to start out at the beginning level with at home and take it as a supplementary tutoring option for students in the beginning.
Awesome, thank you. And only one more point of feedback. Be careful when pitching ideas not to get too jargony.
Okay.
You use SPED and IEP. So there are a lot of people that might not know, unless they're in the education space, what those words might mean. I have a sibling that teaches SPED and develops IEPs on a regular basis. So for those, SPED is special education. IEP is an individual education plan. So just be careful when you're pitching to make sure that you're not using jargon that people might not understand.
Thank you.
Sure.
I will update that.
Cassie, a few quick comments. First, I'm delighted that you looked at this area. Really impressed, and it's a challenging area. We all know that. One comment, and this is really again applies to all the teams, is your ambitions may be large, and that's perfectly fine. You can share a vision with us, but show us or select one part of your vision that you will enact first. You've got to get traction. You have to bring in some revenues. Then you will use that to fund your growth. For the prior presentation, Luke, Heaven talked about building community and also designer co-creation. Both may be worthwhile, but you can't do both well to start with. Choose one. And the same thing, Cassie, for you guys is choose one disciplinary area of learning disability, and even within that, narrow it. Start, pilot, learn, iterate, and you can treat other disability areas as verticals of a sort. My wife is a pulmonologist. She's an expert in cystic fibrosis, and fortunately in that field, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which is a foundation certainly of physicians, but primarily of families that have CF in their family. It's an extraordinary foundation that does a lot of support. It actually pays for medical trials and so forth. CF may not be the issue here, but there are other societies, and this may be an opportunity to partner closely. They already know the needs. They already know the customer set. Furthermore, many of the tools and techniques for teaching may already have been developed at a localized level amongst community. The issue there is more capturing it, refining it if necessary, and then of course replicating on a larger scale. Let me stop at that.
If I had to put it into one category to start out, it would be dyslexia itself and dyscalculia. So that would be its core, like funneling in the very beginning.
All right, any other questions? All right. Well, that was our last presentation for the evening. And so I, first of all, personally want to thank the judges for joining us this evening and just for taking the time out of their evening to give some really good and valuable feedback. And thank you to each of the students who also spent some considerable time on their presentations. Barb, is there anything you'd like to?
Yeah, no, thanks, Chris. I just want to say thanks to everybody as well. I think the participants, for those who were involved with the workshops and that sort of thing, you guys have taken your initial ideas and brought them so far. And, for those in my class, we've done an awesome job really thinking about these and for doing your first pitches. I thought it was great. And thanks to the judges as well. And we're excited to hear what feedback you have and who you choose as the winner tonight. So thanks. Chris, I think you might still be muted. Oh. Chris? I don't know if he can hear me.
Nope, I can hear you. For some reason, my other mic I have two mutes. So for some reason they were both hit. So thanks so much for joining us tonight. If you can, go to jagstart.iupui.edu and vote online. You can do that starting right now. through May 7th, and we'll be posting the grand prize winner as well as the audience choice winner, hopefully within the next by actually the second week of May. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining us tonight, and have a great weekend ahead.